Hello and welcome once again to this continuing coverage of India Decides 2024. We're tracking all the latest trends that have been coming in related to the counting of votes in the great Indian democratic elections. Right now, of course, trends on all seats are there apparently on the screen for you. And as far as the BJP and the Congress are concerned, the BJP is much ahead of the Congress party, 239 against 90 odd seats that the Congress has. But in terms of alliances, that's where the fight has become really close. 291 for the BJP-led NDA alliance, and as far as the India alliance is concerned, that's 233. The rest is for the others. But then by the time I guess the government formation scenario comes about, a clearer picture will emerge and there will be fewer players perhaps in the others' camps.
Absolutely. We started the counting process at 8 a.m. sharp this morning. We're nearly halfway through the day. All eyes on the manner in which these leads are going to be consolidated. The most important figure to look at, as Gautam mentioned, would be the manner in which the two alliances stand. NDA at about 291, leading on 291, and the India alliance on 233. 272 is what you need to form the government. So in that sense, the leads that NDA has, 291, is rather comfortable to form the government. But will these leads translate to results and final wins is what we'll have to wait and watch. But for now, let's first scan through the top stories at this hour.
Well, counting of votes is underway for India's general elections 2024. The BJP is leading on all seats in the national capital. Results by the evening.
Trends show BJP-led NDA leading on majority seats over Congress-led India alliance. Prime Minister Modi and Amit Shah leading from their respective parliamentary constituency.
And DD India is getting you all the news, views and reactions and analysis by expert teams. You can get all the accurate and authentic updates all through the day on the Indian national elections.
All right, counting of votes are underway for India's parliamentary elections. What we're looking at right now are the trends. Given the trends, we'll have the data on the screen so that we can scan through the manner in which the NDA and the India alliance are standing at the moment. So that's like a graphics of India's new parliament house. 272 is the mark, an important one. That's what you need to form the government. NDA, as far as the trends leads are concerned, is at 291, so comfortably placed. It needed only 272. It has 291. India alliance has presented an interesting fight back, although they're at 233, far away from the 272 mark. Others, regional parties, independents, others at 19. Total 543 seats in the Indian Parliament, 272, the mid-mark. That's where it stands as far as leads and trends are concerned. How they translated into results would be very, very crucial.
Yes, certainly, Shubhendu. That's how it's working out at the moment. And if you talk about the counting process, we are almost halfway through, but there's still a lot of rounds to go. So the picture could still change. But as it stands, NDA 291, the India Alliance 233, and the others are 19. So a lot of deficit there for the others. The India Alliance, or India as it's called, they are up 112 and the NDA is down 61. But these numbers are not final. They can still change. If you talk about seats where the margins are anywhere between 5 to 10,000 or less, even less than 5,000, the picture could change. It could change. And even when if it's more than that, then it might look difficult.
Yes.
These are the individual parties, the national parties that have been in the fray, and the BJP is on top, the single largest party, 239. The Congress is following, it's a distant second really, 97, up 45 still. The SP has now become the number 3 party, doing pretty well in Uttar Pradesh with 35 seats. And then, of course, the others follow, which is TMC and others.
But the neck-and-neck comparison between the two principal opponents, BJP and the Congress, a huge difference in the number of seats. They've won BJP at 239 seats all by itself. and Congress managing 97. But if these same results are seen against 2019 and 2014, it's a bit of a setback for the BJP. You see that little red triangle and 64, that indicates that it has scored 64 seats less than what it scored in 2019. And the Congress, you see that uptick mark blue color and says 45. That denotes that Congress has managed to get 45 seats more than what it scored in 2019.
And these are still trends at the moment. So the final picture is still to emerge. Let's now listen to what has been said by leaders of different political parties. How have they been reacting to these current trends?
भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने हिमाचल प्रदेश में जो रुझान अभी तक देखते हैं, चारों सीटों पर भारतीय जनता पार्टी भारी बढ़त बनाए हुए है और फिर एक बार चारों की चारों लोकसभा सीटें आदरणीय नरेंद्र मोदी जी भारतीय जनता पार्टी एनडीए के पक्ष में दिख रही हैं। हर बार हिमाचल ने 100% रिजल्ट दिया है, इस बार भी हिमाचल ने 100% रिजल्ट दिया है। देश भर में एनडीए लीड कर रहा है और मुझे पूर्ण विश्वास है कि जब शाम तक पूरे नतीजे आएंगे, स्थिति स्पष्ट होगी। भारतीय जनता पार्टी एनडीए फिर एक बार तीसरी बार मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में सरकार बनाएगा।
Now getting the trends of elections, after final round we'll make big celebration in our party office. NDA is going to get third term and Modi will be Prime Minister again for the third term.
जो अब निर्णय आ रहे हैं सामने जनता के निर्णय हैं, वो निर्णय ये नहीं कह सकते हैं कि जनता को हमें भरोसा नहीं है। अब वो गिनती कितनी आती है, कहाँ तक रुकती है, कहाँ तक पहुँचती है, वो आपको अगले 2 घंटे में पता चल जाएगा।
All of those are the reactions coming in from party leaders. Again, how this consolidation of trends and leads happen into results would be interesting to watch out for. We now take a look at how the BJP-led NDA and Congress-led India Alliance performed in the various regions across the country. The regions are divided into Northeast, comprising Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, Manipur, Meghalaya, Mizoram, Tripura, Sikkim and Nagaland. Let's wait and look at the figures from the Northeast first. 25 seats in the Northeast. Leads have come in for all 25 seats. BJP leading on 15. It is down by 2 if you compare it with 2019. India Alliance leading on 7. It's up by 2 as if you compare with 2019 and others on 3. If I can get a quick comment from Subimal on the trends that we're looking at in the Northeast, Subimal.
Well, not really on expected lines, but then these are still the, not the final numbers. But more or less they are what, people in the Northeast have been thinking about. Some of the changes. Assam, by and large, out of that 15 would have 8 to 9 of the seats. So they are at par. And there are some surprises in Nagaland as well as Manipur and of course Mizoram. So I think these are some things that but I don't see them as making a really huge difference. If it was in Assam something that the ruling party was losing, that would have been worrisome. But one thing in Assam you have to note is that Mr. Ajmal's party AIDUF is finished. It's Mr. Ajmal himself is losing this time from Dhubri. So the the minority politics and fly by night kind of a story that used to play, that's now off. Congress has consolidated on the Muslim votes, and I am not surprised if BJP has also got Muslim votes
and
based on the work on the
watch
ground.
Against Subhimal is that the states which adjoin China, they are pretty much in the NDA camp. BJP, and then even if talk about Sikkim SKM. Again, SKM was with the BJP. Their tie-up broke up just before the elections. I'm
Also,
sure
the Arunachal results that we saw yesterday,
Yeah.
Gautam, the Arunachal Pradesh results of the state assembly elections. From Northeast, let's go to areas of even tough competition of East, comprising Andaman, Nicobar Islands, Bihar, Jharkhand, West Bengal and Odisha. Very important states where we've seen the competition. We'll look at the data coming in from the eastern part of India as well. 118 seats is what the eastern part of India has. NDA is at 73. and India Alliance at 44. But look at the gains that India Alliance have made, about 15 seats of gains, India Alliance. If we can have the individual state-specific data as well in some time. West Bengal in particular, Subimal, we saw a close contest in the morning. BJP was ahead of the TMC.
Right.
They came neck to neck on 20 and 20. But now I think Mamata Banerjee's West Bengal, that's the number coming in. 42 seats of West Bengal. Look at those numbers. Trinamool Congress regaining their lead at 30. It's incredible shift of things. BJP at 11. They won 18 in 2019. Subimal, very, very interesting changes
and the
taking
Congress
place.
is up on one seat, down altogether, but that one seat is also a very thin margin.
Absolutely. But the real contest was between the TMC and the BJP, Subimal. How do you see these?
Well, you know, there were a lot of expectations, not only on the exit polls, but on the ground about BJP doing better, because the way the elections in West Bengal were framed, a lot of, you know, the violence and all that has been possibly managed well by the security forces. But per se, if you see, you know, the Trinamool is doing well, but I would still wait for the final results here, because I would think that BJP could still do better.
But at this stage,
here.
Smita, what do you think? Some sort of reverse polarization happening, CA and everything. Mamata Banerjee went to town saying that this is a grave danger to the people there, and that if this holds out, then maybe that is something that did find resonance among the people in West Bengal.
You see, it's a little more complex than that. I will not say that the BJP is not doing as per expectations, simply because it's a reaction to the CAA, because there is a sizable community in many districts of West Bengal where they were waiting eagerly for something like the CAA, and you know, that is why we take, yes, the Matua community, and that is why we have seen a flurry of applications as soon as the act was brought into effect. However, I do believe that Mamata Banerjee's thrust on minority votes, which technically a minority but is actually a pretty big number in the context of West Bengal, has stayed solidly with her. There has been no break in that. There was no ISF on the ground anymore, and the Congress, I don't think, has been able to take away even a meager chunk of
Congress
that.
was with the left, in fact.
Yes, but the left and Congress together have failed to take away any chunk of the minority vote. I believe
even
that
Mohammad Salim might not win.
Yes, and even if Mr. Salim gets his seat, because he was leading and then trailing.
He's one of the top leaders of the CPM.
Yes. So he is now the face of the CPM in West Bengal for past few years. So what I am saying is, while the minorities very smartly and calculatingly, they decided not to waste their vote on different players, but to keep their thrust with Mamata Banerjee, who has proven in her tenure through these years that she has their interests in her mind, even to an extent of getting criticized for that. So that is one solid vote bank which supported her. That itself, 34% is the vote, the population percentage.
Yes.
So you can imagine, if you have a certain 34% of vote bank with some snatches here and there, you are definitely going to romp home in the first past the post system. And secondly, I do believe that the BJP's thrust on, sort of reviving the Hindu sentiment in the Hindu population of West Bengal, and the thrust on corruption in West Bengal, perhaps it did not percolate to as deep a level as the BJP was expecting it will. And even though I do not think the action on, the massive corruption cases that have come out from West Bengal in the TMC government, I really do not think there will be any let up in the action. But I do believe that electorally, it may not have resonated as much as the BJP was expecting that it might. And the complete collapse of the Congress CPM is also, the moment it becomes a direct fight between two formations, then the margins and the seat differences generally go high.
All right, let's get an update from Congress leader Sujata Paul, who's joining us now. Sujata ji, your comments on the overall numbers, the trends, where we are looking at an interesting fight back by the India Alliance. Congress is at 97, India Alliance at about 232. But we're also talking about states like West Bengal, which had a strange sort of a dynamics with India alliance. Mamata Banerjee leading on 30 seats at the moment, Congress managing 1 seat, I believe, at the moment. So give us your perspective on the overall numbers. Where do you think they're leading, and what happened in West Bengal according to you?
Today, the country is seeing an election where the people's will is coming to the forefront, in spite of the fact that the present government has misused its powers to the fullest extent that it could. The fact is that people are fighting back. You look at how Mr. Modi started in Varanasi. You look at what Bhagwan Ram has done to the BJP in Ayodhya, because Bhagwan Ram stands for the people, for love, not for hatred, and not for divisive politics. And that is why the people of India they are pushing back against this government, against the BJP.
But Sujata ji, do you feel, are you concerned
yes,
that the pushback is not good enough in your terms? Because they already have the NDA. If the present trends were to materialize into results, they are comfortably past the majority mark, the NDA alliance. That is one aspect.
Well,
and second, are your concerns on the EVM sorted now? Do you still believe that EVMs may be rigged?
You know, first question first.
Yes,
we were absolutely sure that they were going nowhere close to 400. We were absolutely sure that we would be making huge inroads, and let's wait till elections are till results are done, because not only the results but also the allies of the BJP who have had to go with the BJP under Mr. Modi's threats, use of ED, CBI, income tax, they will all abandon these people. So the fact is that we need to wait, and there will be NDA allies who will break away from them. Now,
is that what
coming
you're counting
to the
on?
second point.
Right,
No, I'm not counting
answer
on
your
that.
second point.
I'm talking about. I'm talking about the, about facts, how they've been treated, how everybody's been treated in this country. Those who have not been able to take the pressure have had to go and pay obeisance to the Prime Minister who proclaimed that he was sent by God. So it's really illogical what he has said, and the people of India have said that we will vote for a human being. We can't vote for gods.
Okay.
So, the Pradhan Mantri knows that. Now the second question, EVMs. If you have realized in this election, the public pressure has been tremendous on the EC, in spite of the fact that they did not hold one single press conference after any of the phases. The public has told them their place. We have seen how the Form 17C has been matched, and that is the reason why today we do not need to question the EVMs at this stage at all. Why? Because you know what used to happen earlier. By this time, the public used to start questioning it. So it's not about the Congress party at all. It is what comes from the public should be considered, because this is a democracy.
Okay, tell us, in terms of, since you mentioned the allies of the NDA, who you're saying will desert the NDA because of the kind of results that are coming forth, the trends, has the India Alliance or has the Congress already initiated dialogue with some of them?
You'll come to know soon, but we must not forget Uttar Pradesh, right? Look at what has happened to Uttar Pradesh. The road from Uttar Pradesh goes directly to the Prime Minister's chair and the government. And therefore, you know very well that BJP, the kind of backlash that they are facing today, shows them that when you put one man in the forefront, then your own people are not going to vote for you. Look at Ms. Smriti Irani. She's going to go to every lassi shop in Mumbai, Maharashtra now and ask, Rahul Gandhi aaye the? That is what the condition of BJP is going to be.
But if you look at Uttar
leaders.
Pradesh itself, again the question that it throws up is who's going to be your leader. Is it going to be Rahul Gandhi, who may win Rai Bareli? Is it going to be Akhilesh Yadav, who may win in Kannauj, or somebody else? Because you have the TMC doing very well in West Bengal. You have others doing well in other places as well, especially ones who are currently in the NDA.
Do you agree that this country has parliamentary democracy and the people don't vote in the name of one man only? They might have been fooled by this one man, but all the people of this country cannot be fooled all the time by this one man. And that is why the parties will come together and decide.
Started the personality cult of the country. Initially, there was the first Prime Minister of the country. Then there was Indira Gandhi. Then there was Rajiv Gandhi. The whole family. The Congress still
not at all.
Still revolves around one family.
I think you need to get out of this. You need to get out of this because the Gandhi family has not had
I would say that you need to get out of it in the first place.
Since the time of no, but we never worship one person like the BJP expects everybody to worship Mr. Modi. And Mr. Modi himself films himself in a mandir like he's God, Antaryami.
Okay, and I think if I were to,
I'm sure he has realized.
All right, ma'am. If I were to quote you, I think if I were to quote you, I think we should wait for those trends to materialize into real numbers so that we know where the nation, which way the nation has really voted, which is the person that the nation has voted for. Thank you very much, Sujata ji, for joining us with those inputs. Let's also go across and get some updates from our reporters who are covering developments from the ground. From the BJP headquarters in New Delhi, Dibyendu continues to be with us. Dibyendu, what is the latest? We see those trends frozen for some time as far as the NDA is concerned, comfortably past the 272 mark at 291, the India alliance at 233, but leaders from both sides saying wait and watch, the numbers will change in their favor. What is the mood in the BJP headquarters at the moment?
Well, Shubhendu, that's right. Although the NDA is over the halfway mark of 272, but the BJP has fallen short of about 64 seats as it had won in the last election. But this time around also the BJP is, although it is the single largest party as of now as the trends show, but it is short of the halfway mark by about 35 seats. Which is why the leaders here are keeping themselves shut. They are not talking much. Here they are not giving out much bites to the media because they don't want to trade. They say that the horse is not yet bolted. So, which means the results, they are waiting for the final result to be out, which will of course be by this evening. But despite that, the people, the leaders are coming in, leaders are talking to the media by off the record. But, the trends, of course, will materialize in a short while from now. But the mood here at the BJP currently is they are keeping themselves quiet or perhaps muted for the moment.
All right, Dibyendu. And in terms of how things have gone, if you look at regions in particular, if you compare North and South, do you feel that that is something also that the BJP is quietly assessing?
Of course, Gautam. If you look at Uttar Pradesh as well as parts of the northern belt, which is the core voter base of the BJP, BJP is losing out significant number of seats from Uttar Pradesh as well as Rajasthan, also from Bengal. I have covered Bengal over the last 4 phases. This result, many of the BJP leaders were also not expecting, if I particularly speak of West Bengal. The BJP was expecting that from Bengal they would at least get about 20 seats, but the results today show that the BJP is about 10 to 11 seats, while the TMC is gaining about 8 to 9 seats, which is a very disappointing results for the BJP from the state of West Bengal. Also, what I off the record hear from the BJP is that the Samajwadi Party made massive gains into the vote bank of the Dalit community, which is the reason that the Samajwadi Party, in fact the India alliance in Uttar Pradesh, is gaining significant number of seats, while on the other hand the BJP is losing out on a significant. Also, Gautam, if you allow me, the fact that there was during the first and second phase, if you remember, there was a fact that said that the constitution the opposition had put out a campaign saying that if the BJP comes to power, the constitution would be changed, the reservation would be removed from the Indian constitution. That the BJP leaders are assessing could have played a significant, could have in fact made a significant impact into the BJP's vote share in Uttar Pradesh. So of course, a lot of analysis, lot of tearing into the election results will be happening at the BJP headquarters from tomorrow onwards. But for now, the leaders still say that the horse is not yet bolted.
All right, Dibyendu, appreciate you giving us those latest updates from the BJP headquarters. Let's now turn to the manner in which the different regions have performed between NDA and the India Alliance. We take a look at how BJP-led NDA and the Congress-led India Alliance has performed across different regions in the country. We once again look at the East India that we were talking about earlier. East comprises of Andaman and Nicobar Islands, the state of Bihar, important one, 40 seats, Jharkhand, West Bengal and Orissa. If you can have that graphics on the screen, we are looking at Eastern India, Gautam.
Yes, in Eastern India, a total of 118 seats, as the screen shows in the graphic. The BJP at 53, the Congress only at 5, and others comprising 60. So that's a big component that is coming in for others. And if you split that into in terms of look at Northern India now, 126 seats in all of them. We've got leads. BJP is up on 56, the Congress on 21 and others 49. This is only for the individual parties, and the others, everybody else, all the allies of both the sides have been grouped into others in this particular graphic. Central India, total of 40 seats there. The BJP is up on 39, so the best performing region, and these are two states primarily, Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh. The Congress just won there, that's in Chhattisgarh. All the seats in Madhya Pradesh are in the BJP's camp as of now in terms of the trends.
Let's from Central India turn to the northeast of India, as I'm told. Let's look at the northeast, comprising of the 7 sisters of the states of the northeast: Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, Manipur, Meghalaya, Mizoram, Tripura, Sikkim, Nagaland. So in all, 25 seats are there in the northeast of India. 25 member of parliaments they send to Lok Sabha. The BJP is leading on 13. The Congress on 7 and others independent regional parties on 5 seats.
And if you look at the southern part of the country, which comprises Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Telangana, Lakshadweep and Puducherry, the BJP is at 29. The Congress is up over here at 40, and the others comprise the major chunk of 62 out of a total of 131 seats. So, as I said, this is just the individual BJP and Congress parties, and the others, which also includes the allies of both the sides of the NDA and the India Alliance or the India grouping. They're all clubbed into the others in this particular graphic, and these are just leads. Results, I believe, are still to be declared. We don't see those updates on the ECI website, but I'm sure the leads will be converting into results pretty soon.
And now we turn to Western India, Dadra and Nagar Haveli, Daman and Diu, Goa, Gujarat, Maharashtra and Rajasthan are the states and union territories that form the western part of India. There are 103 seats for grabs. The leads and trends show that BJP is ahead on 51, the Congress is ahead on 22, and others ahead on 30. Smita ji, when we look at these figures, sometimes others are often, those figures are neglected. They're usually allies or regional parties. But in these elections, that other section, especially in the south and east, are going to be playing a hugely crucial role in government formation.
Especially in the south.
Yes.
Because in South India, you know, parties which we usually tend to cover as others are parties who are active. Say, for example, let's talk of Tamil Nadu. In Tamil Nadu, there is MDMK, VCK, and there are some other such formations, you know, who always manage to, though they are not really, I beg your pardon, major players, but they always manage to scrape through 1 or 2 Lok Sabha seats. And when you look at the Lok Sabha positioning, particularly in a kind of Lok Sabha that we are going to see now, you know, with the opposition alliance and the NDA.
We're putting up some comparisons as well.
Yes.
Where in North India, if you look at what happened in 2019, the BJP was 94, now it's 56. The Congress was 9, now it's 21. And the others have also gone up from 23 to 49. So that's a substantial number. This also includes Uttar Pradesh,
those
the
gains are there,
largest
yes.
state with the largest number of seats, 80. So that's why the others number is massive. It includes the Samajwadi Party, which has ahead right now on 34 to 35 seats.
That's right. We're showing a comparison of what happened in 2019 and what is happening now in 2024 vis-a-vis the different regions. If we can move ahead from the northern India, go across to the next region that is ready, will give us an idea about the manner in which political ground is sifting. Okay, now we look at central India. Again, a comparison between 2019 results and the trends of 2024. We see the BJP had scooped 37 seats in 2019. It's improved. So central India is where the BJP appears to have improved its position in a better manner. 39 seats is where the BJP is leading at the moment. The Congress had 3 seats in central India in 19. It's only leading on 1 as far as the current trends are concerned.
And
In fact,
let's now look at what's happening
You
in
add
the
something to it,
northeast
Mark?
as
Yes.
well. We're just bringing up those graphics again. Again, in 2019, the BJP had 14. Now it's got 13, so 1 down. The Congress had 4. Now it's got 7, so 3 up. And the others have also lost some ground. It's come down to 5 from 7. You were saying, Smita?
No, I was just saying that if you look at the chart region-wise and then you put them together, you will find that the BJP has been holding on in central India, western India in Gujarat, not in Maharashtra, and in central India you can combine both.
And Rajasthan as well.
No, in fact, Rajasthan, they have found too much of a challenge. So I think they are holding on to their areas in Gujarat and Madhya Pradesh totally, and almost totally in Chhattisgarh with a little loss. So if there is one place where the BJP's position from 2019 has not changed almost at all, this time is this particular belt. Because in Bihar they are not doing badly, but then the last time they had 39 out of 40. They were not expected to repeat that. UP, there is a big change. Similarly, so if you look at it, I will say Delhi, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh and Gujarat is where the BJP continues to be where it was in 2019. I mean, you know, 1 or 2 seats here or there.
Right.
All other places, it is either gaining very well, such as in Odisha, or it is going down, such as in Uttar Pradesh.
That's right. And if we once take a look at the developments in eastern, we're looking at northeast. If we can have the data
I
for
think southern is still left.
Yes.
If we could get that graphic up as well, we could
must
quickly
see South India again,
go across
I think.
South India too.
Let's look at the southern India data, the comparison between 2019 and 2024. India general elections 2024 is what we're looking at. All right, southern India in front of us. It's a comparison between 2019 and 2024. In 2019, the BJP scored on 29 seats, emerged as the single largest party. The results, we're showing results of 2024. These still may just be trends, not the final results, but it is maintaining that sheet set of 29. What has really changed is it was the single largest party in 2019, but that position now goes to the Congress. It seems leading at 41 seats. It had 28 in southern India, and the others, hugely important regional powers that we were talking about. Smita?
Yes, so just pointing out, just in one sentence, pointing out something very interesting. The Congress certainly is a gainer in overall South India results. The BJP stays where it was from 2019, but the interesting point here is last time all those seats were from Karnataka and a little from Telangana.
Yeah.
Right.
This year it has lost some seats in Karnataka, but it is making up those losses in various places in Andhra, perhaps a seat in
Even
Kerala.
in Tamil Nadu, because they're tied up with the DMK.
In Tamil Nadu and Kerala, of course, they might get 1 seat as we are watching continuously. Telangana, the total number has gone up from 4 to 7, perhaps even 8.
So, then how do we understand Mission South? Then what happened to Mission South really?
Yes. So, Mission South is, it is facing tough challenge from the Congress in Karnataka, but it is expanding geographically to areas where it was not present earlier.
Where vote margins are less than 5,000 or 5,000, and these are 64 seats. So look at what's happening there in Gautam Budh Nagar. The margin is less than, slightly over 5,000, and the BJP leading there, Dr. Mahesh Sharma, long-standing MP, and being pursued very closely by Dr. Mahendra Singh Nagar.
We're looking at the states and places where the close contest has been noticed. So, where vote margin is around 5,000. We're looking at the Bulandshahr.
5,000 or less, that mark should be the other way around.
Yeah, Bulandshahr seat in Uttar Pradesh. As of now, BJP's Dr. Bhola Singh is leading, and Congress's Shivram is trailing at the moment. That's a Bulandshahr seats. We are looking at the close contest seats, and they will have a huge bearing in what the final results look like.
Barabanki, if you look at Barabanki, then again 5,000 or less is the margin at the moment, and Tanuj Punia of the Congress is leading. Rajrani Rawat is trailing, but this could flip at any time, any given time in the course of the next 2-3 hours.
So BJP has registered its first victory in Kerala. Suresh
Nagina
Gopi
is another one. Suresh Gopi
is now a winner.
Is a winner now. That's what we're getting to know. And Chandrasekhar Azad is leading there with a very narrow margin over the BJP's Om Kumar.
We're looking at seats with the closest margin. Uttar Pradesh is hugely important since 80 member of parliaments, and therefore these close contests could result in either of the sides getting huge numbers. And those close contests, Subimal, in these elections, how do they have the power to change the fortunes of the alliances as the numbers stand at the moment?
Well, I don't think there's a real bearing on the alliances position, because I think BJP and its allies are much above the 272 figure, and those even if there is a real
There's
spark,
64 of these close contests. Right
I don't think it really still will really make a difference. I think even if we look or even if you want to stay away from the exit polls also, I don't think there is that kind of a scenario where the government formation really doesn't happen for the NDA.
Okay. And Smita, what do you think of what's really happening? Why are we having 64? Is that usual, unusual to be having so many contests with the margin of 5,000 or less?
No, I don't think it is unusual, because you can already see for yourself that there are many states where the NDA or the BJP has found very tough challenge from the opposition bloc. And come on, let's not forget, this is the third time that the NDA is seeking a renewed mandate. So we cannot expect those 4 lakh and 5 lakh margins that we saw in 2019. In almost all of North India, north of the Vindhyas, the BJP margins were huge. It was unbelievable. People won with 6 lakh and 5 lakh margins. So it was certainly supposed to be a closer contest this time. Now, as you were saying, there are about 64 seats altogether where the margins are within 500 or less than that. Now, we have to wait and see which way they will go. I mean, out of 64, it depends who is contesting whom. Will it be, say, a third of each formation? Will it be a third for the opposition alliance, a third others, or maybe less than third, a third BJP, or will it be 50-50? Because when you see the final figures, the final results of these 64 seats can actually change the final data of the Lok Sabha in a big way.
Absolutely, and that's what I meant, that it could have a bearing on the final.
Suppose the 64 becomes a 40 and 14, it will be a different scenario.
Yeah, it will be a different
but
scenario.
if it becomes 30 and 34, it's going to be different again. So we really have to keep watch on these, and that is why I will not call out these elections, even though we are nearing 2 o'clock. In a contest like this, we must wait till the last, it's like playing the last ball of the match. We must wait till the last machine has been
let's get the latest
counted.
from the Congress headquarters office. Akshay Dongare, our correspondent, is present there. Akshay, Congress would be pleased to look at the numbers as they stand at the moment. India Alliance at 227, at a great distance from the NDA Alliance, which has comfortably crossed the winning mark of 272. Yet these are still trends, and we are saying that these are not final results. Help us understand how the mood has changed in the Congress office since morning. And already see some music being played in the background.
Started with placards which said that whether constitution, democracy will win, or the EVM of Narendra Modi will win. These were the placards in the morning. But now I would like to show you the visuals from the INC headquarters, Indian National Congress headquarters here. As you can see, there are flags, there are dhols, there are celebrations.
Actually, I'm afraid we're
and there are
not
people
getting
dancing,
good
party
pictures.
workers gathering
There is some
here.
glitching that's
Many
happening
party
right now,
workers
so
who
we're
were not even present in
unable
the
to
morning
show
have
what you're trying to show us
also,
on the
gathered
screen.
here.
We will try and reconnect with you to bring the latest updates from the Congress, the AICC headquarters as well. But in this sort of a scenario, thank you Akshay for the moment for joining us. Shubhamal, the way these seats could still be changing, what do you make of the scenario where these closed candidates could then determine what ultimately happens once the certificates start being given out of the results?
Well, I think the 64 figure is a very dynamic figure at this stage. So as Mitadi also said, we'll have to wait. But by and large, even in the 64, I think the NDA's candidates are more on the upper side. So I don't see a challenge around crossing that 272 at this stage.
All right, next up, let's look at a comparison of the VIP candidates, the key candidates who've been contesting against one another. Those contests are seen with particular interest. Let's see how they have fared in these elections for the trends and data that is coming up now. Let's look at Amethi, Uttar Pradesh. Union Minister Smriti Irani trailing the BJP, and Kishori Lal Sharma of the Congress is leading from the Amethi seat. The most high-profile seats, Varanasi, Prime Minister Narendra Modi's constituency, Prime Minister leading by a comfortable margin now from the Varanasi seat, and Ajay Rai of the Congress is trailing at the moment. We're scanning through the key candidates, their competition and how they're faring at the moment. Those figures and those details on your screen at the moment. Raebareli, again, an important one. Congress bastion. Rahul Gandhi replaced Sonia Gandhi in this seat. This time over, he's leading from the Congress. Dinesh Pratap Singh of the BJP is trailing on the Raebareli seat of Uttar Pradesh.
Yeah, he's established a pretty good lead right now of over 233,000 votes. If you look at what's happening in Kannauj, that's got the SP chief Akhilesh Yadav contesting against Subrat Pathak of the BJP, and Akhilesh Yadav is leading at the moment in Kannauj. That's the state of Uttar Pradesh. The overall, the SP doing much better than the last time, and again in Azamgarh, if you talk about Akhilesh's lead, it's above 80,000 votes. So that's something that is unlikely to be breached any time soon, if at all. And in Azamgarh, again, his cousin is the one who's leading by 84,000, at least 84,000 votes. And another key contest there, VIP versus VIP. It doesn't really get bigger than this. Kangana Ranaut of the BJP, National Film Award winning actor, against Vikramaditya Singh of the Indian National Congress, the son of Raja Veerbhadra Singh, perhaps one of the tallest leaders that Himachal Pradesh has produced for the Congress, trailing there. So a very disappointing outcome for the entire state of Himachal Pradesh.
Absolutely.
For the Congress there, which is ruling the state at the moment.
And national capital Delhi, the northeast Delhi constituency, Manoj Tiwari is leading for the BJP, and Kanhaiya Kumar is trailing. Kanhaiya Kumar from the INC is trailing. Remember, Delhi, all candidates for the BJP were changed except for Manoj Tiwari, and he is leading. As far as Northeast Delhi is concerned, we're looking at key candidates and high-profile candidates taking on one another. We're just scanning through the candidates for now. If we look at Asansol, West Bengal, Shatrughan Sinha, representing the Trinamool Congress, is leading.
That's interesting. That's flipped because SS Ahluwalia had been leading this contest for quite some time.
Yes, SS Ahluwalia is
the
trailing
situation seems to have changed through the course of the counting. So it just tells you that it remains uncertain till the final results come in, and this is mirroring that sort of situation.
On to our next comparison, Patliputra, Bihar. Misa Bharti of the RJD is leading. Ram Kripal Yadav of BJP is getting a setback. He's trailing at the moment.
Misa Bharti, the daughter of two former chief ministers of Bihar.
Patliputra, Bihar, it's a constituency we were looking at. Turning to Baramati, Maharashtra, one of the most interesting contest where a Pawar versus Pawar contest was being witnessed. Family fight, it was seen as. Supriya Sule.
And again, the situation is flipped over here, it seems.
Yeah. Supriya Sule, it says it's trailing from the NCP, and Sunetra Ajidada Pawar is leading at the moment. And look at Gurgaon, closer home, your city, Gautam.
Yeah, look at that. Raj Babbar coming in at a very late stage in the contest, but leading in Gurgaon, and Rao Indrajit Singh, who's represented Gurgaon a number of times. He was contesting from Mahendragarh earlier as a Congress candidate when he was in that party, then switched to BJP and has been representing Gurgaon at least for 2014 and 19, trailing Raj Babbar there.
And in Haryana, let's look at another seat. Kurukshetra, industrialist Naveen Jindal, who switched over from the Congress to the BJP, is leading, and trailing is Abhay Singh Chautala of INLD.
Son of another dynasty, well-known dynasty of Haryana, of the Chautalas.
We're scanning through the key candidates in these elections, 2024. Kurukshetra
What
in
we
Haryana.
term as VIP versus VIP.
Yes, Sikandrabad in Telangana. G. Kishan Reddy, Union Minister, is on the lead representing the BJP, and Congress's Dhanam Nagender is trailing in the Sikandrabad seat of Telangana.
Up next, we've got Shimoga in Karnataka, where B.Y. Raghavendra of the BJP is leading, and K.S. Ishwarappa, fairly senior leader who's contesting independently, is trailing at the moment.
Ravindrajit is now leading.
One more comparison before we come to you, Subimal, to just get a hang of which of these contests have you been tracking closely. And this is the big one, Thiruvananthapuram, Kerala. Rajiv Chandrasekhar, Union Minister, challenging and leading the contest against Shashi Tharoor of the INC, three-time Member of Parliament. He was going to make a record of shots if he was winning this time, Shashi Tharoor, but that, it appears, is not happening. Rajiv Chandrasekhar is taking the lead. Subimal, we went through many key VIP contests. Which are the ones are of particular interest to you?
And I don't know about the last graphic because right now the Election Commission website is showing that Shashi Tharoor is leading.
All right,
So
this is again one of the closer contests.
It's less
But
than
we're looking at
5,000.
trends. These are not final results that we are talking about.
Well, but irrespective of where the ultimately the results come, everyone thought Rajiv Chandrasekhar would never be able to take on Shashi Tharoor. So he's been leading for quite a considerable time, and I think that result and the numbers, irrespective of the outcome, always places BJP in a far much stronger footing, because Rajiv Chandrasekhar has built a very good network among the urban youths in Kerala also, apart from what everyone thinks he is from Bangalore. So I think in the future, as a consolidation for the BJP, I think it's a very good steps that we can see, and many of the others that you have been just now showing. Kishan Reddy, the Union Minister, and even right now the Minister for the Northeast, I think is one of the most active workers for the party. But if you see in Telangana, which recently saw the success of the Congress in such huge numbers, still not only he is holding, but BJP is actually gaining in Telangana. So you see, I think we are all going to the last numbers to be able to take the final call. But by and large, I think what message comes is, and particularly the opposition have to be very, very, careful about it, that they have been denigrating the EVMs, the VVAT system, the whole ecosystem by which we conduct elections of such a scale in such a professional manner. I think this is something that they should take as a lesson, because the numbers for themselves show it, and this is something that we can show to the whole world. Everyone trusts how we conduct our election.
Smita, your thoughts on the key contests that we're looking at, because they sometimes also reveal the complexity of this political discourse. The Baramati seat, for instance, is a summary of what is happening in Maharashtra.
So the Baramati, yes, the Baramati seat, when I went to Maharashtra, it was poised at a very, very fickle position, and it had sort of become a question of I would say an ego, a battle of prestige for both the camps of the NCP. And Mr. Sharad Pawar definitely, because he has been ruling over Baramati, if I can use that term, forever that I can remember. But it was also a prestige question for Ajit Pawar, because he had
right, ma'am. I think some results are also coming in. The news that is breaking in at the moment, BJP's Manju Sharma has won the Jaipur parliamentary seat. So now the results are trickling in. One big result coming in now. Jaipur, Rajasthan, BJP's Manju Sharma has won the parliamentary seats from Rajasthan, from Jaipur. That's one big result coming in. I think one after the other. Now the results would be trickling in. The news coming in just this moment. BJP's Manju Sharma winning the Jaipur parliamentary seat.
And it looks like it might be a very handsome margin as well, above 300,000 votes. That's what the Election Commission website seems to be reflecting. And that is a fairly heartening win in urban centre of Rajasthan that has been won again by the BJP this time around. It had won Jaipur earlier as well in 2019.
There's the news coming in. BJP's Manju Sharma wins Jaipur parliamentary seat. Smita ji, close contest in Rajasthan, and first
Close contest in Rajasthan generally, and of course the BJP in terms of numbers is going to, show a shortfall of numbers because it had all the 25 seats previously as we were discussing. But then particularly the Jaipur seat, the Jaipur Lok Sabha, it was always known that it will be a thumping win for the BJP because even during the campaign, it was almost visible that there is hardly any contest there. It's actually, the seats farther in the desert areas where the real contest happened this time. If you also, to that you must add seats like Dausa and Churu and perhaps even Alwar.
Right, so that's news coming in. BJP's Manju Sharma wins the Jaipur parliamentary seat. Manju Sharma wins by a huge margin. It looks like 3,31,000 votes is the margin with which Manju Sharma has won. That's news coming in, and if we also just quickly turn our eyes on the NDA score, it's also inching towards 300 mark. It's at 299 and shuffling between 298 and 299. BJP at 243, Congress at 94, and the NDA and India competition stands at 299 versus 225.
So yes, I would say that, certain things are becoming already very clear, even though we are still looking at trends.
Yes.
But some things seem to have sort of stabilized by now, out of which I think the NDA will definitely cross 300. So there is no question, and we have heard some snatches of conversation across social media about some NDA partners, having a rethink. So I think that is all a lot of rumor because Mr. Chandrababu Naidu, Mr. Nitish Kumar, two of those partners who have done well in their own respective states, have very clearly reaffirmed their faith in the leadership of the NDA. So one thing is clear, that the NDA is past the majority mark very, very comfortably. The other thing that is clear is, if you look at the BJP's own figures, it is now pretty clear that the bigger share of losses comes from Uttar Pradesh. You have to, of course, factor the losses in Maharashtra perhaps, and stray seats here and there, such as Rajasthan, a seat here, a seat there. But the real
Haryana
chunk, yes,
in
Haryana, a few seats Haryana, Rajasthan, a seat here or there, a few seats in Bihar too, as you know. But now it is amply clear that the chunk of the losses actually rests on UP. Had the BJP got at least 20 more seats in UP, it would have been placed in a very, very comfortable situation. I'm talking of the BJP's own numbers. The NDA, of course, is well past the majority mark, and they are entrenched to be ruling a government, not just a government by hook or crook, but a fairly comfortable position.
Certainly, and that's the position that we're looking at the moment. That's how things stand, although as we've been saying that a lot of these contests are still very close to call, since the margin of votes is 5,000 or less, and a lot of them in fact slightly above 5,000 too, but within that 10,000 or less range, it's still going in terms of what's been happening. And now another breaking news coming in is that Umar Abdullah of the National Conference has accepted defeat in Baramulla in Jammu and Kashmir. That is a big breaking news coming in at this moment, because at one stage Umar Abdullah had been leading as well from that seat, and that is going to be a huge setback not only for his own party but for the entire India alliance as well. What do you make of that, Shubhimal Bhattacharya? Umar Abdullah, tall India alliance leader, accepting defeat.
Yeah, absolutely.
Breaking news that's coming in. Just to repeat what Gautam just mentioned, Jammu and Kashmir, Omar Abdullah has accepted his defeat from the Baramulla seat. Subhimal, please.
Well, Omar Abdullah as well as Mehbooba Mufti both are in very, very sticky wicket right now. And post Article 370, even if you look at a revamped Kashmir and all that has happened and all, I think people want the exit of these two families and the cronies around them and all, and I think this is one of the first reflections that you can see, and he has already accepted his defeat.
Yes, so that's what happens in elections. They remain uncertain, and even if you are a tall leader, you have a lot of, you think you have a lot of popular support, things can still turn around and you can be shown the door.
Absolutely, and the interesting part is that now that it's going to be past 2 o'clock, the results will start coming in, and we'll see more of who concedes defeat and who takes the victory lap. We're heading for a short break here, but our continuous coverage of the counting day India Decides 2024 continues after a short break.
Yes, Sakul will be joining me, and Shubhendu is going to be taking a break, but do stay with us because all the updates will still keep coming in, and there's still a lot of this fight left to go.
Complex issues, hidden agendas, twists and turns, strategic games.